and just, you know, because like it gets kind of ingrained in us, our own viewpoints and like what we think it looks like, what we think recovery looks like. And we've just learned, I've been taught that, you know, recovery is what somebody says it is to them, you know, like somebody's in recovery when they're saying we're in recovery. What's that?
How freeing for you.
Yeah.
To like,
right.
to escape your limited belief systems.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's kind of like, it was just empowering because those are kind of beliefs that like I always had. And, you know, I was like kind of trying to like figure out what I've been trying to say. And, you know, like SOS just does it all. So.
And it's a good way for people to, again, not feel like they're being judged or anything like that. And their idea of recovery might be different than ours. And, you know, certain people that have gone through certain fellowships have a very rigid idea of what sobriety is.
Right.
Or what
Well, it's
recovery
not even about
is.
sobriety. It's about connection.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not even, someone doesn't want to be like, I'll use the word sober for like lack of a better term, but like, it's not what it's about. It's about just like living a life worth living and like however you want to live that life, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
We don't even know who you are.
Oh.
I jumped right into Jessie.
I know, it's cool. I like, you don't like me, it's okay. It's been proven over and over.
Right. So Bobby's a victim, yes. Bobby.
No, I'm a survivor.
Okay.
I'm a survivor.
Okay.
Verbiage.
Okay.
Use the correct verbiage.
Okay. So.
Stop putting me down.
Okay. All right. I apologize for our viewers who have never watched this show before. Could you please let them know who you are?
Yeah, I'm Bobby. I am just, you know, another guy in recovery trying to help some people out and, you know, maybe bring a little humor to things because you don't have to be super serious all the time.
Bobby and I will fight several times over the next 20 minutes.
It's cool. I like that.
No, she'll actually hit me though.
God, you've got to stop saying that. I've never, ever done that, ever.
Sure.
People are going to start believing it.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
all right,
you know,
so
just discount my pain, right?
The opposite of addiction is connection.
It's connection. And actually, it's funny because that you say that because I'm so I'm in grad school getting my MSW, and we're doing a debate. Thank you. A debate on Saturday for my social policy class, and it's on the decriminalization of drugs, like like they've done in Portugal.
I'm so for it.
Oh my God,
I'm
me too.
so for it.
So the slides that I have
people
to
are
present,
so close-minded, and sorry,
It's
way,
okay.
way off topic because I'm doing a blog about Narcan right now.
Yeah.
Because you see so much negative controversy around like Narcan, and I'm for safe injection sites, by the way.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I'm for them, by the way.
Definitely.
And I love
harm reduction, you know,
Yeah.
definitely. Let's save lives.
Do you want to know the best way to win a debate?
What?
Put together their argument.
I'm so scared.
Like
of what
every
I'm gonna say.
point that they're gonna do.
I know.
And then counter it.
I know.
So don't do your own whole argument. Just figure out what they're gonna say and make sure that they sound wrong.
Yeah, I know.
That's literally the best way to win a debate.
It's like the end of the semester, and I'm just kind of like...
People are so passionate about like
Just
being
go in
against
for the
because
kill.
they're so
Go for the
close-minded.
kill.
And so it's not a traditional debate. It's a team debate. We get 20 minutes to present, then they get 20 minutes to present. And then we break for 10 minutes, and then we both come back with closing
How many people
arguments
are in
for
each?
5.
This is so exciting. I want to be on your team. How
So
many
there's
people are in
5
teams?
people on my team, and I got to kind of like, I didn't get to pick, but like he was like, you guys can discuss what topic you want, you know, and I'm like, decriminalization of drugs.
Yeah.
And I'm very passionate and an extrovert, so, you know.
No way.
Yeah, really.
No way.
So I kind of just like convinced everyone that like that's what we should do, and then we had to decide who was going to be for it and who was going to be against it, and of course I won the coin toss, so I get to argue for it. And my boss, John Burns, or he's the director of SOS, he went to Portugal this past year for the harm reduction conference. And so he knows all about how they've done this.
Yeah,
and
the policies,
yeah,
the
exactly.
effects,
So like I sat down with him and kind of like got his take on it, which I've heard before, you know, but kind of just like to help me a little bit.
What really opened my mind to safe injection sites and legalization, and really like that's when like I started like doing research and like exploring, was the book Chasing the Scream.
I've never read it.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
The book Chasing the Scream, it talks about all of that, and
Yeah.
you know, it talks about, you know, the success that Portugal has had, and it
Yep.
talks about, you know, like Vancouver with their safe
Oh
injection sites.
yeah, I've seen the
and
video. I forget what it's called, but there's a video on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I want to.
It's a great
There's
read.
a lot of books I want to read right now. But like,
My library is like, it's just like stacking up more
oh
and more and
yeah,
more.
I
And
like
I
want
can't
to
catch
read like
up.
Dreamland and My Fair
Yes.
Junkie by Amy Dresner. That one's supposed to be really good. But you know, I'm.
The world
trying to,
needs
like,
more people like you.
Yeah, just showing
yeah.
off that you guys can read. It's cool.
Bobby, I'll
That
read
we
to
know
you.
stuff. Yeah,
What?
I think we think you know stuff too. So.
We'll read to you, or I'll get it for you on audio.
Yeah, they have
audiobooks
Audible
are-
now.
dude,
That's
those are
like
the
saving
best.
my life
Audible,
for school,
I know.
you know. I drive to work and like listen to like the chapters I need to read. So, but so I started this because the slides that I have to present on are about stigma and connection, and
Okay.
so like it's just like what I do, you know. So,
I was going to say, so do you think that SOS and recovery coaches and community resources as a whole are affecting the belief of stigma?
Oh yeah, well,
like
so
of the opinion.
It gets better because
Okay.
I'm the recovery-friendly workplace coordinator.
Ooh,
so I go into
tell me more.
I go into businesses and I get to like sell them recovery and I get to talk about how
And all you really have to do is speak from the heart.
yeah, and I'm like,
you
so
literally
do
just
you guys,
need to be
do
you.
you guys know anyone that's affected by the opiate crisis or like know anyone that's struggled ever with addiction or anything? And of course, everyone does, and everyone wants to help, right? But people don't know how, and it's like, so if you want your business, you can just make yourself a recovery-friendly workplace, and that can mean whatever you want it to mean. So like part of it is like we're trying to start like a movement, and you know, just getting that sticker on your door that says recovery-friendly workplace.
I was going to say, so what does it actually entail? What is
So
it? What does it mean to be a recovery-friendly
There's a
workplace?
question too.
Okay.
You go first.
So we want to try to give. Ideally, we would like to try to see people getting hired that are in recovery, maybe that are felons, you know, that'd be great. However, it takes a while to get places there. So if they want to just try to empower their staff and to like get people in their places of business talking about this. So because a lot of times people maybe that they have a brother or son, you know, affected and they feel really isolated and alone talking about it. So just like saying, hey, we're a recovery friendly workplace might break the like ice on that conversation, and someone might say, oh my God, I'm struggling. And then they
Okay.
feel supported at work.
Okay.
And then it changes the game, you know, or, you know, you're trying to get your kid into treatment and you don't want anyone to hear that your kid's a heroin addict, right? Because there's so much stigma around it. So if people knew that they weren't struggling alone, they could say, can I take an extra half hour at my lunch break? My kid's trying to save my kid's life here, you know? And your boss is, of course you can, but if there wasn't that recovery friendly workplace, they might not have known that. So like we did a training yesterday at Chameleon Group in Portsmouth.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was amazing the power in those trainings because I mean, we got a little bit like heavy into like trauma informed, you know, care and stuff like that.
Because
So
they kind of like helped start this, right?
yeah, the Chameleon Group's been
Yep.
huge, and they hire a lot of people in recovery.
Yeah.
But so the connection and just like the breaking of the stigma is
Okay.
just like going into the workplaces, and like we've brought so Johnny Boston's in Newmarket, New Hampshire. My friend John Kuiper, he owns that place, and I went in there to talk to him about it, and he was, you know, Newmarket was hit kind of hard a couple of years back, and so he gave me the names of people all at a bunch of businesses, a bunch of restaurants in Newmarket, and like the whole strip in Newmarket has joined on.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, and they're like, there's just power. So
That's
I'm trying to get the police
amazing.
department in Newmarket to become recovery friendly.
Calling them
Okay.
out right here on TV.
Oh
so.
yeah, yep. So yeah,
Power move.
Chief True, he is supposed to be really progressive, and
Yeah.
so anyway, we're working with lots of businesses that are interested in trying to help, and it's just about like empowering people, empowering you know, their staff to try to be well.
Yeah.
You know, so
And whatever that looks like for
whatever
them.
that looks
Yep.
like. So I mean, whether they want to change their policies to have like a return to work agreement. Say somebody has, we try not to use relapse. We try to say reoccurrence.
Yep.
And they want to go to treatment. So you can create a policy for what that looks like, or someone comes in impaired or is showing up late. You know, you
Yeah.
also just like arming these people with how to have these conversations. So someone
Okay.
comes in late or they're acting different. Instead of just firing them, you as a manager can sit down with them and say like, something's
going
up.
on?
You
Yeah,
know,
like, what's
like
going
and an employee is an investment of a business. So like there's been billions of dollars every year lost in New Hampshire due to this and due to like the lost productivity, their turnover, absenteeism. So if they want to retain that employee and help obviously empower that employee to get well, having that conversation where they feel supported can like be a game changer, you know, or they can just fire them. And then they've lost an investment as their employee and then they have to hire somebody else. And then that person
has to get
feels
trained
shame. Well, and the person that got
things,
fired, the person that got fired feels shamed and isolated
Not
and alone.
good enough.
And like that's what had happened to me. I worked for my father owned a car dealership, Hurlbert Toyota. He actually just sold it after like owning it for like 20 years. But I worked there when I got out of business school. And I'll just tell you guys this real quick because it's why I'm so passionate about it. I worked there for about 10 years. I had gone to UNH Business School and I was a manager. And you know, they had a lot invested in me. Like I was kind of being like prepped to maybe one day take over, you know, and I loved my job and I was really good at it. And after I had my son, you know, Percocets came into my life, and I got really addicted to Percocets, and I started like showing signs of my disease, coming in late, you know, leaving during the middle of the day, all that kind of stuff. So once my dad found out that I was using Percocets, you know, it was like, you're fired. Get out, and he was angry. I had like made him look bad, and you know, he didn't know how to, he responded out of fear. But he thought that's what he had to do was fire me, right? He didn't know that like my life was in danger, right? That, because, you know, and not that I'm blaming the situation on him at all, but like within a month I ended up, you know, shooting heroin. And I, at that point, hadn't done that. And I'm not saying it's because of that. However, there was a lot of trauma and like shame around losing my like life pretty much because I like that was my job was everything to me. So I'm not saying firing me was the wrong thing to do, but had he known and had this information on the fact that like this isn't a moral failing, this is actually a brain disorder and she needs love and support, things could have gone a lot differently for me. And like where we're at now 6 years later, you know, my dad's okay with me telling this story because it's the truth and we want to help other people. So like I tell this story when I go into businesses because I'm not saying firing me was the wrong thing to do, but had he known that like I needed some support and kindness and love, he would have given that to me. He just didn't know that.
He did what he thought was right.
He thought he was helping me, you know? And
we only know what we know.
Exactly. We didn't know what we didn't know. And so that's why I'm really, really passionate about it because it's definitely an area where we can like change the game. So, yeah.
You want to read the question?
Sure. The question is, Phoebe asks, great name, Phoebe, whoever you are.
That's a great name. Reminds me of friends.
Jessie, how do you efficiently manage to balance work, school, and your own personal recovery / life outside of it?
Girl, please let me know.
Seriously, I can tell you better once I figure that one out. So I'm in school full time and I work full time. I have my son 50% of the time. I am involved in, do I have to say a 12-step program? I can't call out which one.
Right.
Okay, a 12-step program.
Fellowship.
And I do lots of, I'm like really passionate about hot yoga and hot Pilates. So that's really essential for my recovery.
I heard hot Pilates is terrible.
Dude,
Pilates is draining.
Yeah, I heard
a
it's
workout.
like
amazing. You know what? It's like you feel like you're gonna die. And
You're,
it's like
you're
hell on
cleansing
earth,
all that
right?
energy.
But then you don't die. And then you're like, I'm a badass.
You know what? I love close to near-death experiences.
See,
I need to do
that
it.
sounds like the addict in you coming out.
a little bit, but
Like, I just like
yeah.
to ride that fine line of like gonna die.
But all you can think about is not dying in that moment. So it's really an escape from my
You're
escape
here.
from up here,
You're
right?
here in the
Okay.
present moment. You're here in reality.
Yeah.
In the now. Where
Trying
we
not to die.
Yeah.
Right,
In the
so-
now. Anything that can bring you to the present moment.
Yeah, so I feel like right now my son's suffering a little bit, and because I'm missing his soccer game, I have school on Saturdays. So I had to kind of cut some things back. I'm not doing as much yoga. or hot Pilates. So it's like maybe once, maybe twice a week. In my meetings, I hate to say it because anything we put before our recovery we'll lose, but yeah, I need to work on it. I need to work on it.
Me too.
So,
That's
and
why I'm
I know
laughing.
it's very important. And I meet with my sponsor every week, and I do have the young people's meeting that I attend every Sunday. I try to get to 3 meetings a week. The last couple of weeks have kind of been a little bit.
You don't have to defend yourself to me. No, but
Yeah.
you do what you have to do week by week.
Yeah.
And
How do you do it?
how do I do it?
Yeah.
Yes, Bobby. How do you balance? I can't wait to hear this because Bobby balances about as well as I do. So
So I think the wrong term. I don't think balance is the right term.
Okay.
That's my opinion, right? Because
Okay.
balance implies that you have it.
Okay, that's good. That's good
Right?
stuff. Right.
But like it doesn't matter what it is, you're never gonna have perfect balance 100% of the time. There's gonna be times that like, you know what, something at work is going off, so I need to focus more on work. And some of my other things are gonna go down a little bit, but it's the most pressing matter at the time. Right? There's sometimes that my personal life is taking a pressing matter. So, you know, maybe I'm not working 50, 60 hours a week. I'm working the 40. You know what I mean? And it all depends. It's week by week, day by day of understanding what the needs are for that day and accomplishing those needs.
And just doing the best you can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you make time for stuff. You know, if like I need to take personal, like attention to my personal life, I'm going to make time for that. If, you know, it's work, I'm going to make time for that. If it's continuing my program of recovery, you know, I might not want to do certain things for that recovery, but I'm going to do them.
Right.
You know, and if it's for my own personal well-being, like I guess I'll get up at 5 and go to the gym in the morning, or I'll go to the gym at like 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
After everything, it depends on what it is, but basically it's understanding needs and you know, going forward from there. But that was something that took me a long time to figure out and become okay with.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that a good answer?
That's a
great.
great answer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a great answer.
mine is work. My life is not balanced. I work sun up to sundown, 7 days a week. So, yeah.
Do you ever get, let me ask you this, because I found it's happened to me a couple times and I never thought it would. Do you ever get tired of talking recovery? Like honest, real talk?
Do I get tired of talking recovery? No. I think that sometimes my truth is that I get tired of not being, like it gets draining not being genuine.
I hear that. Yeah.
So here's my thing, and this is actually something I've thought about since the beginning. I think we don't bring up enough about just being normal people. We always are super recovery related, and like that's like a negative connotation that people come away with or like get when they think about becoming a person in recovery is I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Right.
I'm just going to be like one of those like standing in a circle chanting,
Right.
you know, and like there's
And
something in the
standing in a
coffee.
circle
Right.
chanting.
You know what I mean? But like there's life doesn't have to be 100% recovery. You know, you have to always keep your recovery in mind, but you can do regular stuff. You can go out, you can have fun. You can be a part of your family.
Yeah.
Like not
well,
everything's
so we don't
recovery
get we don't
centered.
get sober to stand. We get sober to walk and like live lives, you know.
Yeah.
And we need to do that. You want to ask it?
Yeah, sure. Chauncey asks if someone listen. Chauncey's it's a strong name. It's a powerful name. I grew up with it, Chauncey. That's probably who it is. If someone asked elementary school Jessie what she wanted to do when she grew up,
I love this question.
what would the answer have been?
So I'm going to be real on this one is I didn't know.
Okay.
And that was something I struggled with for a long time.
I can tell you mine because I remember it.
Sure. What was it?
Luca Brasi.
Who's that?
You've never seen The Godfather?
Oh,
my
God.
I literally told my kindergarten teacher when I grew up I wanted to be Luca Brasi.
Really?
Yeah, should have been an early red flag. Early red flag. Like, oh.
Did you like call your parents?
Yeah, 100%. My mom will tell you.
That's a good story.
Yeah, I grew up, I told them I wanted to be Luca Brasi. Yeah.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
early warning sign, that. I'm a Jets fan. Another early warning sign.
Oh yeah.
I like pain, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I know that I was too busy trying to make people like me and feel like I wanted to be like accepted and fit in, and I thought the way to do that was to like blend in the crowd and like
the
follow the like,
chameleon.
popular crowd, you know, and I did it, and I fit in, and I mean, I had fun in high school and college. I did, or thought I did. I mean, I don't know, but I like traded my like authenticity for approval, pretty much. And so
it caused you pain.
It caused me a lot of pain.
It served you in the
time.
moment, but it didn't serve you.
And that's
for
one
very
thing I
long.
will say about my my addiction and recovery has led me to the path that I needed to find.
Yep.
You know, so I try to say like it's hard sometimes to be grateful for that those really hard times, you know, and the pain that you've caused. But I don't think that I would have the amazing life that I, you know, that I do.
It makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
so like everything that I went through, all the good times, bad times, whatever, made me who I am today. Right?
Yeah.
And like today I like myself.
Right, exactly.
So like I'm okay with it, you know? Was
Right.
it pleasant in the moment?
right.
Sometimes no. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I don't think anybody wants to go through pain, but pain causes change. Mm-hmm. Right? Because if
Yeah.
nothing bad happened, I would
We
still
don't
be
grow, right?
Yeah, I'd still be living in my parents' house, fucking doing nothing with my life.
Right.
Okay. So
Well, I'm being honest. That's me. I'm not
Yeah.
pointing fingers at people.
Yeah.
Like you're taking personal offense to that. It's okay.
You just dropped the F-bomb, so I'm trying to change the subject.
But yeah, it gives. I have passion today, and I
Yeah.
never had passion before ever in my life, and so I have something to be passionate about. And it's not just recovery; it's about like trying to help people find hope, you know, and like transmitting hope to a hopeless person is something that you have to be born with. It's not something that you can be taught, you know.
No. Now,
So we're
here's
at
a
time.
question.
Yeah.
Did you find love in a hopeless place?
No.
You said hopeless. Hope.
You did. You found love for yourself.
Oh.
It,
Okay.
it made this song connection in my head. My brain's about 90% useless song lyrics.
90?
95.
I would say
Okay,
useless.
I didn't catch the
5%
reference,
song
but,
lyrics.
you
I
know.
said useless.
Yeah.
You said useless song lyrics. I'm just letting you know it's useless. 5% song lyrics.
It was
So, anyways,
good.
we're out of time.
See how
So
she treats me?
we did good this show. Jessie's contact information is on the screen for anyone that's looking for any kind of resources. Please reach out to Jessie. There's her email address. You can also go down to see her at SOS Recovery.
And there's a new center in Hampton.
Is that the one you work
Ooh.
at?
I work in both,
Oh,
Dover
both? Okay.
and Hampton. There's one in Rochester too, though.
So you
Really?
can find her in Dover or Hampton. This was a great show. Jessie, thank you for
Yeah,
coming on.
thanks for having me.
Yes, yes,
It was
yes.
great having you.
Okay, thanks.
Even though she hits me and she told me if I didn't say that, she'd hit me more.
So anyways,
Anyway.
Bobby's information will be up on the screen very shortly. If you're struggling or you know you need to reach out to a man for anything, Bobby's your go-to. He'll answer his phone literally any time of day. His ringtone is a.
It's an alarm and the light flashes.
This doesn't give you anxiety?
What? Nah, it's just okay.
You're used to it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. It was a great show, and thank you for sharing time with us. And as always, we love you. My name is Jasmine, and I am a recovering drug addict.
My name is Richie Farrell, AKA the Old White Junkie.
And we are your hosts for Exit Team Nashua.
Our mission is to bring recovery into the living room.
Last year, over 72,000 Americans died of an accidental overdose.
That's almost 200 Americans every single day.
We will bring you guests with real-life experiences with addiction and recovery. Welcome to Exit Team Nashua. Hi, welcome to Exit Team Nashua. My name is Jasmine, and I am your host. It's always an honor and a privilege when I am joined by our co-host, Bobby.
Happy to be here. Happy to not be getting hit by you right now.
Okay, all right.
It's the brief time. It's the 27 minutes that I don't endure.
This is your
getting
respite?
hit. Yeah.
The show?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then after I run away.
Then you go running?
Yeah, I run.
Am I going to have to run out of here too?
Yeah, I would.
Right.
I would.
Keep
Just
my eye
don't
on
look
the
back.
clock.
Just don't look back.
I might not look over there at all, actually.
Just don't look back.
I can't.
Okay?
Your gaze. It's too much.
How come this always happens? There's always a bromance that happens on the show with Bobby.
We have
always.
this romantic, rustic
Listen,
brick warehouse.
You
that
know
we're
what I
in.
mean? Like,
Yes.
It's beautiful.
you know,
in here.
sometimes there's like that.
Whenever there's a
saying.
gent on the show, there's just like this bromance that happens. Like
Listen,
Bobby and TJ had never met before. And like they were like by the end of 27 minutes, I'm telling you, they were in love.
Well, here's the thing, right? I can't help that I'm likable.
According to who?
Yeah, it's a curse. I know.
It really
It
is.
is. I don't know how you do it.
It's a tough life.
Man. It is.
It's a tough life. It's a tough life. Usually after like 5 o'clock, my social battery dies, though. I just don't want to do anything.
This is why you hit.
I don't hit.
This is why you hit him.
I
She
don't
hits
hit.
me a lot, dude.
You know what I hit? I hit the bag of donuts in Reese's cups
Yeah,
and
you
candy.
do.
That's what I hit, okay? So Bobby's a liar.
She hits me.
I'll find out in like 24 minutes.
25 minutes and 24
Where do you think this
seconds.
bruise came from?
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you?
My name's Drew.
Wow.
Hi, Drew.
Wow, that was aggressive.
Hi.
That was just like, oh, who are you?
I know. I'm Drew.
I'm genuinely interested in your life and story, unlike
Well,
somebody
Thank
here.
you, Bobby.
You know what I mean?
very nice
so,
of you.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
My name is Drew Maranhas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm originally from York, Maine. Ooh. I'm a Gemini.
Are you?
I
Oh,
am.
God.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
get Bobby started. Please don't get Bobby
Listen,
started, please.
I'm just letting him go, right? I'm not stifling him,
He's gonna...
right? I'm letting him fly.
Okay.
Let him run free.
It's not,
He's
it's
a
not Drew
peacock.
that I'm worried about.
He's
It's
a
you.
peacock. You gotta let him fly, okay?
Since Jessie told me this was a way different show.
So fly,
Okay.
King, fly.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
All right, I'll fly.
All right.
My name is Drew from York, Maine. I work for SOS, Recovery Community Organization.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is SOS?
SOS is recovery centers. So we have
Okay.
3 of them now.
What's a recovery center? Because I know recovery centers are familiar with like here in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, but the show is broadcast all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
So people that aren't familiar with what recovery centers are, what is a recovery center?
Well, we're a recovery community organization.
Okay.
So we do a lot of different things. We have our actual centers now, one in Rochester, New Hampshire, one in Hampton, New Hampshire, and one in Dover, New Hampshire.
Okay.
And there you can get recovery coaching, personal recovery coaching. We do meetings, we do TRSS calls, which is telephone support.
What is
Okay.
that?
So that's actually been really, really valuable. We basically call and check up. You can schedule a time for us to call. Someone from the center will call. Give us a time of day, frequency of calls, and we just call to see if you need anything.
And how are you doing?
And how
what if
your
someone
recovery
is-
is going, you
What if
know.
someone's in distress? Then what happens?
Then we try and help.
Do you go? Do you like go to them?
It has happened, yeah. We try and get everything in the centers. We try and make everything happen in the centers if we can get them to the center.
Okay.
We certainly will go to people, yeah, especially with the recovery coaching.
Okay.
We typically will try and meet in a public place. We also do
Okay.
dispatching to hospitals.
Okay.
We
Okay.
have contracts with a hospital that actually we dispatch recovery coaches to.
Okay. So that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that.
I don't do that actually. We have 2 people that do that.
What is that like? Is that like the mobile crisis unit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, right.
They call us and we dispatch a recovery coach to the hospital.
And they meet that individual at
They
the
meet that
hospital?
individual. It could be, overdose. It can be, just someone that wants help right then and there.
Yep.
And then we have people that are vetted, qualified, and they're cleared to go into the hospital and actually work with them.
Okay.
So it's been very valuable.
Okay,
The
awesome.
TRSS calls actually are great because you'll make those calls, and every day there's a big list of calls.
Yeah.
And you'll get a lot of people that don't answer, but you'll get a lot of people that do.
Yep.
And it's really cool to just, when you get someone that is just like, thank you for calling.
Yeah, because it's just like, hey, how
Right.
are you? Like, you're showing that
Yep.
someone cares.
And it's not the. All right. So how many calls do you think you get a day that are your car's extended warranty is currently out of service?
Well, lots.
You know what I mean? So like sometimes I'm not looking forward to calls.
Right.
But if I'm getting a call that somebody's just like genuinely interested in like forming that connection and just being like a human being to me.
Yeah.
In a bad time, that's gonna help me out a lot.
It can go a long way.
It will go an extremely long way, and I know that from experience on being both ends of that phone call.
Absolutely.
I've this isn't my first time in recovery. I had people reach out to me when I was, what's the proper term now? Reoccurrence.
Reoccurrence, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the good?
When you were using?
Yes.
Okay, is that okay to say?
Sure, you can say
Okay.
whatever you want.
Listen, I'm just trying to.
I'm
use
still
the
learning
proper,
too. I'm still
Okay.
trying to condition.
I'm just trying to use the proper terminology, right?
Well, I think the terminology reoccurrence makes sense because it's a disorder.
Right.
Yeah.
And relapse kind of insinuates that you've had a lapse in something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and then also one of my a job before this job was being an alumni coordinator, and what that entailed was I made calls. I made check-in calls. I just made an obscene amount of calls, and you'd be surprised how many people were surprised by it.
Yeah. How many of those people answered? Like, what would you say?
I'd say 80 dials a day.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like 20, 25.
That's good.
Yeah, and then average phone call was about.
I
10 to
loved
15
doing
minutes.
alumni stuff.
Cool.
That is, I forgot all about that I ever did that. It's so great when someone answers the phone and they're so excited
They're
to
so
talk to you and
excited,
share
yeah.
with you like where they're at, or if they're struggling, like you can help them. I forgot all about that I did that. Yeah. I started an alumni program for the last treatment center that I worked for. Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, never mind.
Yeah. No, but it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing, and then especially for a community resource to do that, because I feel like community resources really, that's not been a thing before. I've seen a couple community resource centers, and like they're doing amazing and they're growing, and it's
Yeah, we
turning
have a
into
great
an
one
amazing
here in
thing.
Nashua. We Revive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that as time goes on and as new things are discovered, we're branching out from that first of what it I think originally was just straight recovery coaches, right?
Well, we're evolving,
Yeah.
is what it is, and we're growing in our understanding and effectiveness. That like really the opposite of what's going on. Like addiction stems from like pain and suffering, and so like the opposite of that is like love and connection. So
Yeah.
we're evolving to like see how to really treat this thing.
And it's knowledge too. I mean, there's so many people that don't even know about recovery. They don't even know what it is. They've never heard of it.
Right.
They may or may not know they need something like that, but they wouldn't even,
And recovery is limitless. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Right. Yeah.
It's-
And you can't get people help that don't know you exist.
Right.
So that's a big part of it.
Yeah, or people like think that like it only has to be like this one way of life, and it's like no, like there's like whatever you choose. Like I always tell people like whatever you choose, man. Like I love you. I don't care what you choose. I love you. I just like want to genuinely like be your friend
That's
and be
what's
there
been
for
pretty
you.
I just wanna
eye-opening
see you
about
do-
SOS in general.
Yeah, I just want to see you do well.
Right.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
whatever your definition of well is.
Like so.
Right, because it's unfair of me to put my expectations and my belief system on you.
I had a rough week last week. I lost 3 friends to this disease last week. And then the show that we shot before that, I had lost like some people over like the last month. So like the last couple of months have been really impactful to me because like, like it's really cool. Like I have a TV show and like I get to like sit with like really awesome people like all these weeks and like I get to meet all these really awesome connections. But like what I do this for actually is to help people, because like the impact that like this is having on my own personal life is tremendous. Like I had such a rough week last week. It was so hard and life is so busy, especially in like my line of work, that like I don't even get time to like slow down and appropriately grieve.
Yeah.
You know, and like you always see that like people are passing away or people are struggling and suffering, but like I had 3 very close deaths to me, and I was like, wow, like this is like a hit. Like, you know, like there are always people passing away and I'm like, oh, that's like really terrible. Like I know that person. Like, no, like these were 3 of my good friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is rough, and this is why we do this, and this is why you do what you do. Like you're making an impact in people's lives.
Puts a real perspective on everything too.
Yeah.
Whether close to you or not, it's just,
Yeah.
it's too much. It's
Yeah.
way too many people. It's
And that
way
kind
too many
of
people.
plays into why places like SOS are important, right?
They're so
Because-
important. Support your local recovery center, please.
Well, that and like, you know, if you were new in recovery or something like that, and that happened to you, I feel like I would go to my local recovery center.
That's
you
what
know,
I did. I was poured in there.
You know what I mean?
Really? So
Yeah,
you're like an
it's-
alumni. You're you're a
Yeah.
product of the environment.
I am. I was the first one
Really?
to go through the door at the Dover
Stop.
Center. Yeah.
Wait,
Shut
seriously?
up.
Yeah, and they helped me out big time.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I was living in Seattle, Washington, and I got shipped out here to go to treatment. And
That's crazy.
yeah, my family didn't really know what to do, so we found a place for me to go in New Hampshire, and I was scared, so we stopped by SOS, and they literally just opened the doors. And I just went in there just to see what I was in store for, just
Yeah.
to be like, what the hell am I getting into?
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember much of it because it's fresh. It's like
That's
24 hours into
Wow.
being
Yeah.
sober.
So it's a messy 24 hours.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I kind of kept in touch with them over the years because I did eventually move back to Seattle for a while. But I come back and I try
Yeah.
to stop in. And they actually helped my mother out a lot while I was in treatment because she was freaking out.
Yeah.
And she called somebody at SOS, and they helped her out immensely, which in turn helped everybody, helped me out,
Yeah.
everything. So that's also a big part of SOS is helping the family members out.
So tell me more about that, because that's something that I feel like doesn't happen enough.
Yeah, we actually have groups called Families Hoping and Coping.
Okay.
Those are
At all 3 of your locations?
Yeah, well, at Dover and Rochester.
Okay.
Yeah. We have moms in recovery. We have dads in recovery.
Okay.
And we're really trying to branch out to get more family supports.
Okay.
And it's some of the newer meetings are family-to-family supports. People can share their experiences with their loved ones and the struggles they've had. Moms in recovery is exactly what it sounds like. It's moms in recovery. Whether it's you or your kid. I mean, it's you know, it's a family disease. You know, so those can be invaluable. They were valuable to me. Just knowing that my mother kind of got educated while I was in treatment because we didn't know
Game
anything about
changer for
anything.
you.
It was a game changer. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Got out of there expecting, you
It's
know.
game
Yeah.
over after that,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
there's no.
Yeah. Hey, I'm home. I'm sick. Take care of me. No, you're gonna do this, that, and this. Like, oh
Yeah.
crap.
I
all
need
right.
$40.
Yeah, no.
You better get a job.
Not happening. Right.
You have a question. Mariah.
question?
Hi, Mariah. Mariah says, how do you stay sober today?
How do I stay sober today? My therapist asks me that every single week for the last like 3 years.
Wow.
How do you stay
was
sober?
aggressive.
What she says, what's good about being sober? But how do I stay sober? Honest.
Okay.
You know, I'm not the loudest guy in the world. I don't share a whole lot, but I don't lie.
Somehow we got you
So-
on TV.
Somehow, yeah. Well, Jessie's really convincing.
Yeah, she's
very
good.
convincing,
Yes. Yeah. So you're honest, and what else did you don't lie?
No, and I have really
Well,
good supports.
I think honest and don't lie are the same thing.
Okay.
I'm just, you know, it's synonyms.
He doesn't behave like anyone that's battered, that's for sure.
Can't tell an honest lie.
No, and I can behave like this because I feel safe. I have you in between. That's why. You're big, you're tall. You can,
Yeah.
you can
He is
protect me.
tall. When we
Yeah.
took the photo, it's like he's got to be on the end. He's very tall.
I'll bend down next time.
So you're honest and you have good supports in place.
I have really good supports. Yeah. Yeah.
So, SOS supports, it's the same thing too, right? Like, I feel like all these things we're talking about, like, it sounds like SOS really helps provide.
Oh yeah, yeah. They do the community. They do to us as well.
Yeah.
Self-care is big with them.
What's that like?
Oh my God,
What's
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is. It was weird at first when I first got hired on. I was like, wait, you want me to what? Tell you if I'm burnt out? All right.
So, tell me more about this self-care.
They're always checking in. They're
Yeah.
always saying, what are you doing for your recovery?
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people that work there either have indirect or direct experience in recovery themselves, or,
Yeah.
and you know, as you guys know, it's a, you know, the burnout factor can be high.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly new to it, but you know, I did experience kind of a little bit of it recently, and I was just like, you know what, I need to take tomorrow off. And they're like, yeah, you do. And it actually worked out.
That's
It was
awesome.
kind of what I needed. Yeah.
Sometimes a day off and like a weekend away, doing your own thing, like even getting out of the area.
You can get out. Yep.
You know what
Just
I
like
mean?
shutting your email down.
Well, that, you know what I mean? Change of scenery. Like that's sometimes the most valuable thing you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether that's reconnecting with family, whether that's spending time with
Yeah.
family that you haven't seen in a while, you know, going somewhere new, experiencing something different. Like those are all things that help keep it fresh and keep you happy.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's hard to get that self-discipline though, because it does take self-discipline. It takes self-time. You know.
I mean, if you do enough burnout time,
Yeah.
like you figure it out.
Yeah.
You just gotta make it through.
All right.
All right.
I thought you were going to say burpees. If you do enough burpees.
You do enough burpees.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll take the self-time.
That does take discipline.
I'm good on burpees.
Okay.
I don't want to do burpees.
You don't want
I
to do
did a burpee.
No.
I did. Me too. In jail. We used to do them in jail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's a prison workout.
it is.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like saying is squatting with a water bag
Oh
at
my
prison
goodness.
workout.
Blossom. Wow.
Do I ever miss? Honestly, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you ever miss getting high?
I miss it. I miss it at the end of long days. I do.
I know some days I'm
Wake
like, wow,
up.
what's it like to be able to go have a drink today?
Right,
Like,
and that's
people get to go have a cold one. I'm going to go home and smash my head off the
Yeah,
wall. JK.
it's almost habit. It's almost like, oh, I did this, so I get to do this now. Yada
Yeah.
yada yada. I was talking with somebody about this the other day, and it smells kind of get me going, and it kind of makes me want to miss it. Like it makes me miss it. Vinegar. I smell vinegar.
I know why.
Yep. It makes me miss it. It makes I believe it or not, I miss my friends. But then it literally missing all this. The caveat to all this is that I miss it for a few seconds.
Right. Yeah.
And then perspective comes back in, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
No, I don't miss any of that.
That's the thing,
I miss
right?
the effect, but that got me really nowhere.
And then even at the end, there was no good effect.
No.
It didn't.
Right. It was just
didn't-
like that moment of relief, but like if you just ride the wave through, like that moment of relief comes anyways.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
Yeah,
So-
and like it got to the point of getting high, and like I don't know. You could probably relate. I know you can relate. Or it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't work at all.
It doesn't work. It doesn't do what it was supposed to do.
No.
You know, it turns on you, and then it's just.
It just
I don't-
satisfies that survival
Yeah,
instinct.
and
yeah.
like I don't miss that.
no.
I
not at
don't
all.
miss surviving.
No.
No.
Maintaining.
So you're from
Yeah.
Seattle.
I'm from here. I'm from Maine.
You're from from Maine.
He
How
said
did you?
he said he's from York, Maine.
That's right.
So
he
way
did.
to
I'm so
way
sorry.
to pay attention.
No.
He's
Okay,
also
how
a
did-
Gemini, but you don't remember that either. What else?
Smart ass.
How did you end up in Seattle? I just bite my tongue most of the time because
Yeah?
if I say what I want to say, I probably won't have a spot here.
See,
on the
you
show
You say you're like
anymore.
brother and sister.
You
told
want to
you.
know why she does this, right? So when I
Why?
say that she hits me, nobody believes me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she doesn't say anything, and she pretends to be okay, and then cameras stop, and then
Then it's on. Is that why you sit on this side? All your
yeah,
bruises are
yeah,
on your left side?
yeah, and then
Good.
it's
That's smart.
I'm better at pivoting on my left foot,
oh, really?
so I can run.
So you can get out of here
He's
quick?
such,
yeah.
he's such a good storyteller. Like the disease still runs rampant in you. Like it really does. You still live in a fairyland. You need to come back to reality. I'm worried about you.
I like that fun. Right? I don't take myself too seriously,
No.
Clearly.
you know. No. And that's why I still have the boyish good looks.
Because you don't take yourself seriously.
Exactly.
You don't stress yourself out. You don't sweat
Exactly.
the small stuff.
So how did you end up in Seattle? What did
How
like
did I
because
end up in
that's where you were when you decided to get clean and you somehow ended up in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
You see, because I do listen. So
Yeah. Yeah, she listens. See?
So what was happening in Seattle?
I had a sister that lived there, and I was
Okay.
living in Boston. And I wanted to get out of Boston because I
Okay.
was running away from my issues there.
Okay, so you grew up
for
in
the most
Maine.
part.
And
Yep.
like, did you go to Boston for like a career move?
Yeah,
or-
kind of. I was a bartender, so
Okay, all right.
I could go anywhere and do
Okay,
that.
all
So
right.
no, just to get out and check it out. And
Okay.
I took a big long road trip and ended up seeing my sister in Seattle, and I just stayed.
You drove?
Rode a motorcycle out there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Was it?
Yeah, I was on the road for a while, like 4 or 5 weeks. And
I feel like that'd be exhausting.
it was. I was young. I was like much younger than I am now. It's, what, 25, 26?
I like to sleep.
Yeah. No, I slept plenty.
Really?
No.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, see, if I stay up past like 11 now, it takes me 2 full days to recover.
I don't think I've seen 11 in a while.
Dude, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad.
What time do you get up?
Like 5:36. Lately 6:30.
I'm
past
at work
couple
by
days.
then.
I live.
You already working?
I'm on
by
my
then?
way to work by then.
Yeah,
I get
I
up at 4.
I live 10 minutes away from the office.
Yeah, and I live an hour away from my work.
Yeah.
I need a job that's closer. I need to move.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, driving 2 hours a day stinks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 more hours I could be sleeping.
I don't mind driving.
You don't
Because
sleep
in my
well?
head I just go, on the road again. And just imagine that for like 2 hours.
For the entire trip.
Oh yeah.
Out loud.
I don't know the rest of the song either.
That is the
So
that's all
just
song.
on the road again.
Oh Lord, I feel bad for your coworkers.
nah, we have
When he's
fun.
at work, just I'm at work again.
Making
Working
coffee
again.
again.
Poor Gilly. Oh God.
Dude, I don't see Gilly nearly enough as I should. I
Okay.
love Gilly. He's such a good kid.
He's a good kid.
He's
I
a
hope he
local
makes
kid.
it.
Wow.
That's what I say about everyone. I love Gilly.
Did you hear what she said?
No, I missed it.
That was aggressive.
No,
Was
it's
it?
not. It's like
I
a
d-
trending
I don't-
saying. I
don't-
was trending.
I don't know if it was aggressive or passive aggressive,
was
but it was some
neither.
sort of aggressive.
What was your trendy
It was.
saying?
He said he's a
You
good
shouldn't.
kid. I
You
said,
shouldn't even. You shouldn't
said,
even
yeah,
say
yeah.
it. You shouldn't even say it because if you say it again, I'm gonna get offended.
I said, yeah, he's a good kid. I hope he makes it.
What's wrong with that?
It's not gonna- it's
No,
implying
not.
that he's not.
I say that about myself. I say I'm a good kid. I hope I make it.
Yeah, I hope I make it.
Yeah.
True.
Nothing about that was aggressive.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think you need to do some serious.
Okay, first of all, if you're checking my inventory, you might want to check your own. So when I'm checking other people's inventory, that's usually a cue that like I need to check my own.
Do you want to know the best response to that?
Love to.
Best response. You don't even have to say anything.
Can't lose.
No, I mean, it works for literally everything. You know, do you plead
Is that how
guilty?
you win a debate too?
Oh yeah, no, it's every court case. How do you plead?
Court case.
Damn, he's too cool. He's free to go.
Oh God.
What are you doing here? You're too cool to be in here. Get out
Do you
of
feel
here.
bad for me?
Little.
Like, yeah, every week.
Little.
Every week. This is my life.
Every week.
So I get to make you laugh and smile every week, and that's a bad thing.
You claim to be abused by me, and really I get emotionally and mentally tortured by him. Like, one day I am going to snap.
Well, you just said it on TV, so
Dakota.
good job.
Dakota, what do you do for fun to get your mind out of? Hey, Dakota, first of all, shout out to Dakota.
I actually grew up with a Dakota.
I have a
too.
cousin named Dakota.
Do you?
Yeah, it's probably my cousin.
Is there a North Dakota or a South Dakota?
It's Dakota.
It's just
Dakota.
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 You should give him the nickname North or South.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I
They
think
have to
that-
pick one.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. We'll let them pick North or South. I'm not going to
Okay.
force them to pick which side they're on. I'll let them pick.
Dakota, pick one.
Now,
Dakota.
Dakota.
You only have one choice. Just make it count because it will stick with you the rest of your life. There's no turning back.
So what do
It's
you
like getting
do?
a face tattoo.
What do you do for fun to get your mind out of recovery nonstop?
What do I do to get my mind off it? I just started learning how to surf,
Oh, wow.
and I'm terrible at it.
That's
but it's
rad.
it's a good release.
Okay.
Yeah. It
What do
is
you do,
rad.
Bobby?
For fun?
Yeah, that's not recovery related.
I went golfing not too long ago,
Okay.
and it was the most frustrating thing I've ever done,
Yep.
and I immediately want to play again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, played softball. I played softball, won the championship.
I heard.
Just
I
saying.
just want you to know I gave
Just
Margot
saying.
one job. One job to Margot. Make sure Gatehouse doesn't win. And y'all won.
And they won.
So she had one job and she failed.
Did we play them? I don't think we did.
Yeah.
Oh no, they got smoked though.
Okay. So
Cool.
anyway.
It's cool.
You
We
get a
just-
trophy?
What? Oh yeah, we did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you surf. What else do you do?
Oh, what do you do, Jasmine?
I have a pet snake.
Okay, that's.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
I have a python, and he's the man. And I love just chilling with
What's
him.
his name?
Zen.
Zen the
His na-
Python?
yeah, and he's totally chill.
And he's huge.
He is. He's like, so when I got him, I think, how long have I had him? 3 or 4 months now.
Sure.
Okay, I've had him for 3 or 4 months now. And when I got him, he
Time's
fit in this
illusion.
hand.
Time's not real.
No.
And now
live
he
in a
is this
three-dimensional
big.
world.
He's
Time's the
huge
fourth dimension.
already. And only a couple months old. But I love my snake. I like to hike.
Take him for walks.
We don't go for walks this time of year because he needs the temperature, 80 to 90 degrees and the humidity around 50. So it's a little dangerous to bring him outside.
He needs to live a little.
He's living a lot. Thank you. He's living a lot.
I'm just trying to not stifle his growth.
He is like
good idea.
Instagram, and he is social media famous. I keep him going in the social media world.
Is he trending?
He's totally trending.
Is he?
I got to tell you, he really is trending. By the way, since you brought that up, because since I have gotten Zen, many of my other friends and people that I know have really taken an interest in snakes, and people have gotten snakes, and so now Zen is trending, and it seems like reptiles are like kind of like the new in thing. So I started that movement.
I was
Zen's an
completely joking.
influencer.
Yeah, no, Zen is trending.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm more a fan of dogs.
Yeah.
My
like
snake will eat your
dogs.
dog.
Dog, snake.
I will punch your snake square in the face. Touches my dog.
Who's the aggressive one here?
I protect my own.
Okay. Okay.
I protect mine.
This is not even your show, and you've hijacked it. This is Drew's show.
No, this is fine. Bobby's punching snakes. You have a snake.
She's punching me.
There we go. Hey!
Oh God. Well, Drew, this has been a fun show.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a good time.
Yes,
Thank you very
I
much.
would,
It's good time.
I would love to have you back so we could hear about your life story and what you made it through and how you made it out.
Okay.
It's for hope for others.
Sure. I'm just happy to be here.
So, if you could say one thing to someone struggling, that's your camera. What would you say?
It's possible. Recovery is very possible. That's about all I can say.
That's
I
cool.
mean, there's proof out there and there's help out there.
Because I didn't think it was possible. I didn't believe in myself enough to think it was possible.
I just look at other people and say, how do they
You're
live
not
like
real.
that? Yeah.
You're not a real person.
Yeah.
Or they're different than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't really
They know
an
something
addict.
I don't.
Yeah. Or
They're
like,
still getting drunk or high.
I
That was a
just-
big one for me.
Really?
Yeah, they're still doing it.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah.
They just hide it better than I do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They
I just
figured
didn't
it
think
out.
it was
They
worth
learned
it.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinkies up.
Jeez.
So if you're struggling and you want to reach out, you need any resources, or you just you need anything at all, Drew's contact information is on the screen. Please reach out to Drew. He is available for you. He has come on this show to let you guys know what it is that he has to offer you, and that he can be there to extend his hand for you. As always, at the end of the show, Bobby's information will be up on the prompter. If you're
I
daring
promise I
enough,
could be serious.
if you're daring enough, reach out to Bobby.
I've seen it.
You can also follow us on our Facebook page. I am a heroin addict. If you haven't followed us yet, go click it and like it. Thank you for sharing your time with us, and we love you.